right, let's go ahead and get started with 7.4, Forms 1040EZ and 1040A. So today we're going to complete a Form 1040EZ and a 1040A. We're not necessarily going to write it out as much as I would like to, but I do want you to at least be familiar with the forms and continue to refer back to this video. I'd also suggest in your forms on this unit, you should be able to print out a 1040EZ and a 1040A, and it might be better to go ahead and follow along and write in that as we're going along in this lesson. This lesson will be a little different in that I'm going to keep going back and showing you the references in the book and have you copy them over. So, few vocabulary words. Hopefully you've already read through the vocabulary. If not, please do so. For example 1, it says Elizabeth Allison is a food editor for a magazine. She has received a W-2 form from her employer and a 1099 form from her savings bank. What is Elizabeth's taxable income for the year if she files as a single taxpayer? So if you look right here, her income from her wages was $83,600, while the interest that she earned was $956. So her total taxable income as a single taxpayer is $84,556. Check your understanding. How would Elizabeth's tax differ if she were married filing a joint return, assuming that her spouse had no income to report? So here's where we're going to kind of start at looking through the book here. And I want you to notice here, and hopefully you printed out this because it's very hard to read on this screen. If you look at the area right across from here where it's got the $8,950, over to the left it says if no one can claim you or your spouse on a joint return, enter $8,950 if single, $17,900 if married filing jointly. So in answer to that question, the difference, the only difference would be that $17,900 would replace the $8,950 that is there right now, which would lower the taxable income by another $8,950. So suppose that the single taxpayer wages are W dollars. Oops, let me fix that, sorry. Suppose that the wages are W dollars and the taxable income or taxable interest is D dollars. Write an algebraic expression for their taxable income. Very simple. It's your taxable interest plus your wages minus your deduction for being single. So it says next, what is Elizabeth's tax? So we know that her taxable income was $75,606. So if we look at the chart that's given here, and you'll see on the top right-hand side, and I wish I could highlight it, but it won't let me on this screen, it has a circled red amount on the 1040EZ chart. And it says from $75,600, and it's at least, but not more than $75,650, which is right where she falls. And then it's also circled where it says single, and we see that Elizabeth will pay taxes of $15,250. Suppose that Elizabeth had been filing as married filing jointly with her husband, and their combined taxable income was the same as reported on line 6. Why is that lower? And it's because the $75,606 is income for two people. And therefore, individually, they each individually they each had a lower tax income, so they're in a lower tax bracket. So lower bracket. And that accounts for the lower amount paid for the same person that is making the same amount, but as a husband and wife. Does Elizabeth get a refund, or does she owe the government money? In either case, determine the amount. Well, we know that $15,250 is what she should have paid. So if we go back to the book, and I'll actually just take you back on the screen here, you'll see that Elizabeth paid $15,884 in taxes. So pulling that back up, $15,884 subtracted, so this is what she did pay, and this is what she should have paid. We see here that what she should have paid was lower than what she did pay, so she overpaid, which means she's going to get a refund of the difference between the two, which is $634. So Leo is filling out his 1040 EZ form. His employer withheld $12,907 for federal taxes, and he calculated he owes $13,952. Does he get a refund or owe, and how much? Please press pause, solve this, and come back when you're ready. Okay, so we know that he owes $13,952. And then he paid $12,907. So he did not pay enough. He paid less than what he needed to, so he owes the difference, which is $1,045. Okay, we're going to go ahead and skip that one and move on to the next one. So now we can see, based on a 1040A, let's move on to the next example. And it says, how many exemptions can Mr. and Mrs. Omar claim? So to check that out, we're going to go ahead and go back to the book. And give me a second to get there. So here we've got Kenya and Robin Omar. And it says here that it is both of them, as we read through here, it talks right here, how many exemptions can Mr. and Mrs. Omar claim? After the label portion of the 1040 tax form is completed, they identify their filing status as married filing jointly. And then as we read through here, down towards this area here, it says that they have a son that lives with them as well. So if we look at the bottom here on the chart, they filed 2 for each spouse, 1 for the son, which means that they have a total number of dependents as 3. So we have Mr. Omar is 1, Mrs. Omar is the second one, and the son is the third. So Jackie and Janie are married. They'll be filing a 1040A. They have an X dependent of children, Y adults that live with them. Write an algebraic expression for the number of exemptions they will claim. Please press pause, solve this, and come back. All right, so we know that there's Jack and Janie. So we have Jack and we have Janine, which is 2 of them, plus however many kids they have, plus however many adult dependents that they have and that lists the amount of deductions that they will claim. All right, determine the Omar's adjusted gross income. They just received $987 in interest in a bank and $1,200 in stock dividends. So as we continue down, we're going to go ahead and take their income, which we can see from the W-2s is added up to $117,248. And we can see this right here. We can also on the previous page add the two W-2s together. And I'm looking down at the chart here. Then the $987 in interest, the $1,200 in dividends. And right down here we can see that their taxable income was the $119,435. So we have $119,435 is that taxable income. Next, Lisa and Bobsy have a combined income from salaries of $87,980. They receive a 1099 form for $1,100 in interest, a $1,300 stock dividend, and they have $4,000 in adjustments to determine their adjusted gross income. Please solve this. Come back when you're ready. All right, so we know that they had an income of $87,980. They earned, so that's going to be in the plus column, $1,100 in interest. They earned $1,300 in their stock dividends, but they had deductions of $4,000. So we're going to add all of these together except for the $4,000, which we're going to subtract, and we get a total taxable income of $86,380. Okay, determine the Omar's tax for the year. So we know that we had taxable income of $119,435. We know that they had 3 exemptions, and each exemption is offered at $3,500 minus their standard deduction of $10,900. So we have the adjusted gross income minus the exemption deductions, which there were 3 of them. We got this from example 4. We got this from example 5. And then the standard deduction we're learning now is $10,900 for a married couple. So when we subtract all those in, we end up with a total tax of the year of $17,194. Rick and Hannah have an adjusted gross income of $8. They're married filing jointly. They have E-exemptions on their forms and have no further exemptions. Go ahead and solve this and come back. Okay, we have A minus 3,500 times however many exemptions there are, minus the standard deduction of 10,900. Do the Omars get a refund or do they owe? So let's go ahead and come down to the end of their taxable income. We know that it came to 86,380. Nope, 98,000, I was right. And then their taxes were the 17,194. If we look at what they actually paid in taxes, they paid $14,965. So the 17,194 minus the 14,965, they owe $2,229. And we're going to go ahead and stop there for this lesson. Good job.